Hello, Gus. Come on. Come on. Right, YouTube, how are we? You can probably see from this angle, I'm not really designed for driving Land Rover Defenders. I'm a bit tall, but we're going with it. Can't turn the steering wheel because my knees are in the way. It is a Sunday afternoon. Rob and his family are away for the weekend, so I've been left in charge. Whether that was a wise decision on their part or not, I don't know. Anyway, the first half of the day's gone fine. So I've done the morning milking, scraped up, put the cows out, moved their night fence, checked all the young stock. That's 5 things. I've just come back for the afternoon milking. I got top cow dog Gus in the back. Hello, Rocky! Just come to pick up Rocky and Pip. Rocky, showing me your teeth. Why are you showing me your teeth? Oh, you'd think he's gonna like bite your arm off, but he's a soft old doggy. He's gonna go tell Pip it's time to get the cows in. That's it, go tell her. Where is she? No, Pip, you don't go in the driver's seat. Can you smell Gus? Rocky. No, Gus, you get in. Right, everyone in. Come on. Gus, you need to go in as well. Up. Well done. In you go. In. Come on. You fit right in, Gus. Oh, Rocky. Right, now we've acquired some useful dogs. Let's go and get some cows. Yes, thank you, Pip. Yes. Cows look keen. Hello, cows. Pip's scared of the cows. Rocky's gone. I don't know where he is. Right, come on in, you lot. So we're currently at one of the furthest paddocks away from the parlour, and I need to do the fence for tomorrow morning's grazing once I finish milking. Hello. So what I'm going to do is let them go, and then once they're out, I'm going to go in there and move the fence and then let them walk down at their own pace. Where have you gone, Pip? Pip, see? Come along, cows. Come along. Come on, because I need to get in there. What are you doing around there? I don't know where Pip's gone. She's under there. Pip, what are you doing? Are you scared of the cows? To be fair, she's probably better off under there not getting trampled. Come on, cows, there you go. God, look at the milk on 159. Yes, 159. Cows aren't actually giving much milk at all. We're doing about 13.5, maybe 14 litres a day at the moment. But we are, I keep saying it every video, we're right at that point of like drying off is about to happen. If only Rob wasn't on holiday every other day, we might dry some cows off soon. But what's the date? 23rd today. The cows started calving sort of the end of August, so end of June, beginning of July, we'll start drying off. So another week, another week we'll start drying off. Hey, stop grazing the hedge. Come on. Oh, she's in. You stubborn lot, the parlour is that way a long way. Go on, away, away. Just waiting for your turn, aren't you, mate? Waiting. I don't let Gus out at the gateway when the cows are coming out because they're not used to him. And they tend to just like all mob him and try and sniff him. And then he panics and sort of runs into him and it will just end in disaster. So he stays in there until most of them are out. We'll go in and move the fence, I'll let him out for a run round then. Look at your hedge grazers, what are you doing? Rocky, you've done a splendid job, mate, at bringing them all out. Right, now the cows are nearly all gone. We'll go and move this fence. I'll give them 20 minutes or so to wander on down. There she is, 915. She's had a problem with her front left foot, that cow. And she's been on a block, but I think Rob uses wooden blocks. I think her block has worn out, so she either needs to have another one or she might be on the group of cows that are going at the end of next week. Right. Dogs, where are we going? Right, point of view from the rattle bus. There's not a hideous amount of grass here. This is one of the fields we decided is just sort of starting to come back. What I'm going to do, pretty much just take the fence where it goes straight that way, straight across, and then they'll either have that in half or have that as another break the day after. So what I'm going to do is pick up these stakes on my way if I can. Let's let Doggo out, shall we? Do you want to come out? Well, I guess. So my plan is to drive close enough to the wire here that I can pick the stakes up without having to get out. It's like being lazy. I can see the comments now. You need a quad bike, you need a buggy. Yep, well we have a Land Rover. So I'm going to pick stakes up and then grab the reel and then drive back to where the drinker is at, where they sort of turned the corner. Oh, and then just go sort of straight across. Pull the reel tight, put in a few stakes. The ground is like concrete at the minute, so I can just about get him out of the ground. Gus is sniffing a thistle. This way then, tomorrow morning when I get the cows in, I can set some wires the correct way, and then as soon as I got them in the parlour and I start milking, I can let them out and they can come straight back up to grazing. It's all about infrastructure, good cow tracks, paddocks that are split up, fences like we're doing now. Right, 1 times reel. Reckon that'll sit on there happily. I'll drive steady back to the trough, then we'll reel it up. Well, Pip, I'm happy to report that that worked perfectly, look. Right, so we're back at the trough here. We're going to head in that direction, possibly under the power lines. They probably want a bit more grass than that. Might go to that tree, there's a nice post underneath that tree I can see. And then we'll take a handful of stakes with us, put the wire up, put the stakes up. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt, all that good stuff. Hello, Pip. Right, we're aiming for that post. Right, fence set for the morning. I've never used these pigtail stakes before. I've used the ones that are completely metal until about there with a pigtail on, but they give you a proper nice bit of insulated thing to hold on to whilst you're trying to stamp them in the ground. And also this end, it's got a nice thin spike, so they're fairly easy to get in the ground even when it's rock solid. And then it's just got the claw to hang on where it needs to. They're good. Right, check the gate shut against the road. Check the wires fine that end. Find some cows going down the track. Nice little vantage point up here, Gus. So this is the steep field I was topping the other day. Now, you still can't really tell, but look at the height difference where the cows are on the track down there. Still a few stragglers over here, so we'll round them up and get them going. The parlour is right down there where the buildings are. I suspect it's over 1 kilometre by the time you take all the bends in to consideration. From parlour to field. Gives the dogs a good run anyway. And would you look at that, we're back. Right, dogs. Go on, old man. Go on, idiot. That worked out just about perfect. Haven't got to push any around the corner. Just stick the lamb over the shed here a second whilst we're milking. And then it's right here to go and shut the cows in when we're done. I'll see you in a couple of hours, dogs. 5 to 3, not too bad. That's a long walk for those cows. It's nice to do it without having to push any of them down the hill as well. Now, the ones in the parlour, they'll have been there for a minute or two. We'll quickly stick some waterproofs on, fire the old machine up, and get going. Get the first couple of lines out as quickly as we can. I better go put the pipe into the tank first though. That'd be a good idea. Right, let's get changed into some waterproofs here. Oh, don't know what happened there. For anyone who's wondering, I use a Kaiwaka bib and brace. I had it on the dairy farm I used to work on for at least a couple years, so it's got to be 6 years old. Still absolutely perfect. Getting on well with these sleeves as well. I'm getting on well with these Grass Tech sleeves as well, or Pasture Tech, wherever they came from. I did cut about 1 centimetre off the end of the rubber. Somebody recommended to do that, and it does mean that you can feel your hands. It doesn't cut off the blood supply. Plate cooler on. Let's have some pulsation and some vacuum. Hear the vacuum pump fire up. Come on then, cows, up you go. Go on. Up we go, cow. Come on, good girl. Come on. Alright, 893. Ever present at the front. First row. That squealing you might be able to hear is the cape auger running, so there are pig feeders here, so you just pull down on the cord like you saw me do to feed them. And then every row at the back of the parlour there's a button so that once you've fed a row, you press the button and it refills the pig feeders. There you are, just stopped, just cut out. So it's just squealing, whether it's because we're getting low on cake, I don't know. Oh, goodness me. That was nearly a golden shower for me. Would have been, oh, they're all at it now. Look, there's 2 of them. I'm just going to stand here. Another one having a pee. Right, there we have it, first side on. Just gonna go and check that the milk filter clips are still done up and that the milk's going in the tank. That's all good. I'm gonna check the tank and I'll catch up with you after milking because I'm flat out now basically. Right, 2 hours later, empty parlour, 340 cows through. Last one's just leaving up there. All I've got to do now is turn this pretty dirty area into a nice clean one ready for the morning again tomorrow. There we are, that's a bit cleaner. So the parlour's now doing its hot rinse. I say hot rinse, it's doing a warm rinse. The water that goes round is about 90 degrees in the morning for the hot wash and about 60 in the evening. So hot wash but warm wash. Anyway, whilst it's doing that, so it'll do that for 8 or 9 minutes, just going to drive the Land Rover up and shut the cows in. Then once we come back, I'll put some cold water around so it's circulated cold stuff, and then drop the units off the washers, leave it all ready for the morning. And there we have some happy cows. I don't know what this one's doing. She's on the stuff that they ate last night, but you do you, cow. So they got all that bit there to graze. They've made a dent in it already. Big water trough down the bottom for them. And in approximately 11 hours, come back and do it all again. So it's now 10 to 6. I got back here about 10 past 2 this afternoon. And in that time, I've set some stuff up at the parlour, ready for milking. Went and got the cows, put up a fence, milked 340 of them, washed out, bar the last little bit, shut the cows up. And by the time we get back now, put some cold water around, it'll be 6 o'clock. I don't reckon that's bad for sort of 3 3/4 hours work. It wouldn't normally be that long. Normally Richard would be around on the weekend I work to get the cows in and shut the cows out and milk the first few lines for me, but just so happens they're away, which is no bother. Feed the doggos a minute. Nearly done, folks. Cold water has gone round, so all that is left to do is come and drop the units off and turn the lights out in a minute. So all we do here is go along and snap all these clips up. So there's 24 of these. And there's the air blast one, so 25. There we are, that's the air blast. That's the hardest one. So what's going on, just in case anyone from a non-farming background is wondering, water's coming along this pipe, being sucked up into the unit, circulated all through, and then it goes along into the bowl at the back, and then that sends it back to the washroom. Now we're done with that one, we can drain that. Now I've got to wait for that last little bit of water to enter into there. So whilst that's doing that, I take a couple of units off. And it really is only a couple. I get 2 of those off. Now the water stopped going in there, I use this box up here, which I'm tall enough to reach, to manually pump that water out, so that will drop now. When you hear it change tone, you stop, put that back to milk, but there's milk underneath that yellow tape. Wash that side. There's a little air valve here we release. I've now got time to do another 5 or 6 units whilst waiting for the air to go around the system. Shut that tap off, undo that one, undo that little bleed screw so you hear air hissing like so. Undo that second one, let that drain. That will drain overnight. And all I do now is hang up the rest of these units. Right, we're all done. I was just about to go and turn the lights out and stop the vacuum, and I remembered, where am I going? I forgot to press that one earlier. That starts up that squeaky noise again. To fill up the feeders. We have 5 cows left on the last row here at the end of milking. Of course, I pull that to feed them, and the button's all the way back there to fill it up. And sometimes I forget, so I'd come in the morning and go to pull it to feed the first row of cows, and there'd be nothing in there. I just remembered as I was leaving. Turn off the pulse, turn off the vacuum, turn off the parlour lights. I've just got to change the filter quick. I'm aware I just said change the filter. What I meant was clean the filter. I changed it before we started washing through. Right, gloves in the bin. One last thing to do in the tank. That's just to turn that tap that way, release that little clip. Any water that's in the system drain out. It says there's 6,000 litres in there. I reckon there's closer to 4.5. But yeah, that is us done. Nothing else to show you now. I'm just going to take off a bib and brace and go home and have some tea. So thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Check out the merch store if you haven't. There's some shirts, there's some hoodies. There might be some hats by now, they're on their way. And I want to do shorts, but let me know what you think about doing shorts, because this time of year that's all I'm wearing, so it would be cool to have some shorts. Yeah, we'll see you on another video very soon. Cheerio.
Like a drug that